Donald Trump has said that the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky can end Russia's war if he wants to, but there would be no going into NATO by Ukraine as part of a peace deal. And this is hours before he was due to host Zelensky at the White House. Trump, in a post on his Truth Social network, said that there would be no getting back of the Crimean Peninsula, which Moscow illegally annexed in 2014. Also, no going into NATO, adding that some things never change. So Crimea and NATO are totally off the table. Now, talking about the meeting between Zelensky and Trump, Trump said that it is a big day at the White House, hosting so many European leaders at one time. In a separate post, the US president also said that that there is fake news doing the rounds and saying that it is a big loss for Trump to host so many great European leaders, but added that it is in fact a great honor for America. Earlier, Trump dismissed what he called fake news by Democrat-run media, that he suffered a major defeat by allowing his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin to have a major summit in the US. And Trump said that Putin would have loved doing this meeting anywhere but the US, adding that the venue was a major point of contention. His post came minutes before Zelensky announced his arrival in US with a post on Twitter. This is, of course, now known as X, and he thanked Trump for the invitation and said that they all share a strong desire to end the war quickly and reliably, and peace must be lasting, not like it was years ago. Now, here's the line which has come from Zelensky shortly before that meeting, suggesting that they want peace, which is different from the peace that was arrived at in 2014 when Ukraine was forced to give up Crimea. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani sent us this report.
Coverage of the Trump-Putin summit has been strikingly uniform in America's mainstream media space. Heavy criticism of the president, questioning his strategy, and a portrayal that the meeting was a setback for the United States. The focus has entirely been on what wasn't achieved rather than what may achieve and the road ahead. But here's the broader context. Trust in the media is near an all-time low, with only about a third of Americans saying that they believe that the news is being reported fairly here in the United States. And the reality is no one outside that room knows what was said or promised. Meanwhile, President Trump himself is putting the pressure on Volodymyr Zelensky, saying that the Ukrainian president could end the war with Russia, quote, almost immediately if he wanted to, ahead of that high-stakes meeting due to take place in Washington on Monday. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
Now, Zelensky returns to the Oval Office. He returns to the Oval Office for the first time since that tense exchange with Donald Trump in his previous meeting, and their talks were cut short and question marks were raised over the future US support for Ukraine. And shortly after that, even US military support for Ukraine was paused for a while. Zelensky is now expected to first meet one-on-one with Donald Trump before they are joined by European leaders, and that includes the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen. A European government source has said this. These are the number of European leaders who are rushing to US at this point after the Alaska summit. Now, according to US broadcaster CNN, Zelensky's former sparring partner, Vice President Vance, will also be present in that meeting.